I appreciate that many Singaporeans feel deeply about what is happening. But I also hope you can understand my point that foreign policy cannot be driven one way or the other by sentiment or affinity to any external group. Our foreign policy must be based on understanding our core interests and acting consistently in accordance with the principles that safeguard our independence, our sovereignty, our territorial integrity, and our security. Can you imagine if there's a war between the US and China, or India and China, or between our neighbors, or in the South China Sea? Then it won't be just economics or just emotion. Everything will come to bear at the same time, both the economic and the emotional impact. And if that happens, if Singapore splits, polarizes, divides on the basis of affinity or history or identity, race, language, or religion, we'll be sunk. We'll be divided, we'll be weaker, we'll be vulnerable, we will not be independent, we will not have autonomy. I'm very glad that our community and religious leaders have tried to help our people better understand the conflict. Where else in the world will a rabbi and a mufti come together in a public display of solidarity, call for stronger bonds between the Jewish and Muslim communities, and express their hopes and prayers for long-term peace? This is a wonderful example of Singapore unity, cohesion, and compassion at its best. The purpose of most of my speech today actually was not about the technicalities of foreign policy. Actually, is to reflect that our very foundation and our identity is based on diversity. And it is our identity, it is our strength, but also understand that with that strength comes portals of vulnerabilities. And what we're trying to achieve here is not peace in the Middle East, but for us, all Singaporeans, we're able to say we may have different opinions, deeply held for a variety of reasons, but it will not divide us. And we will still make common cause, and we will still be constructive partners with our friends across conflict zones. Whether that conflict is in Myanmar, which is a civil war, between neighbors like Ukraine and Russia, who also have a complicated history, or between the interminable rounds of violence in the Middle East. The fact that Singapore is, has access, has respect, and has a small and constructive role to play is something which we should be grateful for. But my main point today, so long as we stay united, so long as we're able to respect, truly respect diverse opinions and still operate as a united whole. And for that, I thank the leader and I thank the members of the opposition and the NMPs for what I believe today is consensus on foreign policy.